The Tennessee Titans got a steal in fourth-round tight end Gunnar Helm, and I think he has the talent to be tight end 1 in 2025. I'll show you why in today's film breakdown from Tic Tac Titans. Titans fans, welcome into another film breakdown from Tic Tac Titans, your home for Tennessee Titans X's and O's. I am your host, Tyler Rowland, 25 years as a Tennessee Titans fanatic. I've covered the team for USA Today, Sports Illustrated, and hosted the #1 Tennessee Titans podcast, Locked on Titans, for 6 seasons. On today's film breakdown, we're going to take a look at fourth-round tight end out of Texas, Gunnar Helm. He has incredible hands, he has great route running, and even has some yards after catch ability. He also, gives you a lot as a blocker, even if he does need to improve that area of his game. But either way, you put all of that together at 6'6" with great length. I think that Gunnar Helm has a great chance to be tight end 1 and a day 1 starter for the Titans this season. Now, before we dive into today's film breakdown, do want to thank you for checking out Tic Tac Titans. Make sure that you get subscribed, stay subscribed for year-round free Tennessee Titans film content. Also, make sure that you throw a thumbs up on the video, throw a tighten up down in the chat, and with that being said, as we always do, let's step into the film room. The #1 reason why I'm so high on Gunnar Helm as a rookie and his ability to make an instant impact is because he offers so much with his ability to win contested catch situations, to high point the football. You have Gunnar Helm down here isolated, okay, and he's just going to run a comeback route on the sideline, but the play gets extended. And another thing to consider here is Cam Ward is the type of guy who extends plays very well. So right there, he sits down on his route. The play is not there. And now we're playing sandlot football, which who does this better than Cam Ward, baby? I'm ready to see Gunnar Helm make these plays in these sandlot situations, but watch this. You cannot teach that, folks. You can't teach that. You can't teach that. Look at that. The length, the hands, to not only get your hands to it, but to hold on and bring it down, to just get over top of somebody and moss them like this. This is immediate impact for Cam Ward in these scramble drills, and I am a firm believer that you have to have players like this. Yeah, maybe they don't separate a ton with their speed in this, but the physicality, and when nothing is there, when you can't separate, when the defense wins the rep, when it's not there, can you still physically dominate someone else to make a play? Gunnar Helm can do exactly that. Wow. All right, we see Gunnar Helm here on a trick play for Texas. He's going to be right here, and he's going to slide his way out, okay? They're going to throw it out to the wide receiver on a double pass. Slides out, and now he's wide open. Look at him. He has to turn back the other way and then make the play. So now we're not talking about, oh, there's a spectacular catch in here going over top of somebody, but look, he's running this way. Shoulders turned right here. He's got to flip it back around to the other side, relocates the football. Think about that. For a split second here, he can't see the ball. He can't see the ball. He gets his eyes back to it. This is incredible ball tracking. This isn't just about being long with long arms and 6'6" and jumping over people with strong hands. This is the ball tracking like a center fielder. And then look, over top of him. So you're not just getting, again, the length and the strong hands and the ability to bring it down right here. You're getting the ball tracking added onto that makes him so special in these situations. But I want to show something just a little bit different here with Gunnar Helm. So you're going to see him down here, and he's going to come across the field into the end zone. And this isn't just your typical high point the ball tracking. Think about what he's doing right here, taking contact in a normal situation. So comes in on the post, breaks right in front of the defender, but you have a safety lurking over here as well. Okay, lurking. All right, and this guy's right here as well. So a lot of traffic. This is a tight end. Look, beats the DB with the post, and then a beautiful catch, takes the contact, and holds on. Again, it's not just high pointing, great hands, long arms. He could do it through contact with strong hands as well. Takes the shot, boom, touchdown. Beautiful, man. Instant impact, year one impact from Gunnar Helm. I think he's going to be tight end one for the Titans. Here, a little bit different example, but another post into the middle of the field and just beautiful form. All right, so we saw high pointing the ball, mossing guys. We saw ball tracking like a center fielder in baseball. We saw taking the contact on the post route. We have Gunnar Helm right here. Post route again. Has to wait a little bit because the throw is late. Stays on course. And with just a little bit of room in the end zone, finds a way to still make the play. Look, this is just clean. High point the ball. Hands catch, not body catch. Hands catch, get it, get the feet down, back of the end zone, touchdown. Hostile environment, giving it to Michigan in their home territory. Boy, do I love to see it. What a beautiful, beautiful catch. And again, tremendous hands, tremendous high point ability, tremendous contested catch ability, and his ability in scramble situations to win, even if he's covered. That's going to be so helpful to Cam Ward. We talk about the contested catch ability and the high point ability, but Gunnar Helm is a really good route runner for a guy his size as well. And we see it on display here in this red zone opportunity. He's going to be isolated again, which we see a lot, and he has the ability to do that for the Titans, but he's going to get up the field and he's going to bend his route outside just a little bit and then break back inside. And this is so excellent because what Clemson is doing right here is they have a cover 3 where the safety to Gunnar Helm's side is going to drop down in kind of a hook zone. But he has depth as well, and Helm plays him so well in this part of the route right here because when he bends it outside, it makes this defender think that he's no longer a threat to him. And then when he cuts it back inside right behind him, there's just enough space for Helm to win this route and get a touchdown. Watch how he bends it outside slowly, boom, and then sets it forward. I mean, it's really nice. It's really nice how he does it. Look, bend it outside, and then I'll turn on the jets. It's bending outside, and then once he's in his blind spot, then hit the afterburners, get vertically up the field to create as much space as possible. He does it with perfection. This is really intelligent route running and also great play design. And this is why I think Gunnar Helm can help right away for the Titans. He's a smart route runner. Another example of not only being a smart route runner, but the craft and the IQ and the understanding of how to sell your routes. You're going to have a deep out route from Gunnar Helm here at the tight end position, and he's going to break this thing inside a little bit and then cut outside on a dime. And again, for a guy who's 6'6", 245, 250 pounds, to be moving like this with the high point ability, it's kind of crazy that the Titans were able to get him in the 4th round. He just does such a good job of breaking that defensive back off here. Like, really sells it inside right here. Watch the sell inside. Sell it, and then snap it outside. Look at that. Excellent route running. See a good angle of it here. Bend it inside. Snap it out. Bend and snap. I'm a millennial, okay? So this is kind of just a quick glance route. Not precisely. A tight end pop pass is what I would have called this back in the day. But Helm just comes out of his stance right here vertically at a different tempo than his full speed, and he plays with the defender and then just gets in front of him and then hits the jets. And it's a tight window, but he's right there and available for his quarterback. And he's really good at tempoing his routes. Again, the IQ of being a route runner for a guy his size with his ability and his hands, tremendous ability to make an impact right away. Catches it and gets upfield too. And don't worry, we'll talk about yards to catch, but yards after catch. But again, I just think that the way that he sells this route when the defender comes out just plays him perfect with his speed and his tempo. Now, boom, here I go. I'm available, traffic, catch it with my hands, get upfield. Here's one thing that I want to point out to you as well about Gunnar Helm. He may be 6'6", but look how low he runs his routes. When I was watching film and seeing this, I was like, wow, look how low he is. Look how he stays like in a basketball stance. He's not an upright runner with high hips and everything that can't move. Like, look how he stays low to the ground, and that gives him the ability to change directions quicker than a guy his size. It gives him the ability to tempo his route speed better than guys his size because he stays lower. I just thought that was something that really stood out to me as impressive. Look how low he is. And now we're running. Boom. Eyes up, hands out, get upfield. Like, I'm telling you, I really do think he can make a major impact. Classic tight end crosser here, okay? Classic. All he does is come through, get through the traffic of the interior linebackers, and then get across the formation. And I think these crossing routes are things that Cam Ward does very, very well. So you're going to want not just Chim DK and your Calvin Ridleys and your slot receivers running these kind of routes. You're going to want your tight end involved. And I think that Gunnar Helm has shown throughout his college career he is good on those post routes, good on those routes going across the field because he can play with a little bit of speed and he plays lower than a guy his size, and that allows him to deal with traffic and deal with contact. And we see him just wiggle through that here. Look how he wiggles through. 1, 2. Gets past both of them. Really good body control. Slide under there, and now right past you. And he bends it too. Again, he bends it to keep away from any traffic coming from the back. Anybody peeling down, he bends it this way, even though he gets past vertically, and then he bends it this way. So the IQ, the savvy, dip under, straight pass, bend it over, catch, get upfield with hands as well. A lot of these passes are low or they're high, and he's outside of his frame making catches. Quarterback's best friend right there, especially for a young cat in Cam Ward. Dip underneath. I love these end zone angles to see him work. Dip underneath. Now I'm bending it. Ball is tipped. Still catching it. Getting upfield. It's just excellent stuff. All right, last play here showcasing the route running ability of Gunnar Helm. This is going to be a schemed up opportunity on a deep out route. I love how a lot of these passes that we're talking about are vertical routes. Cam Ward loves to throw the ball downfield. Again, like you said, we ain't window shopping. So you just have a little concept right here trying to create some traffic for the defense right in this area to get Gunnar Helm open, and it works, but just watch the way he runs his routes. Like, this isn't a clunky tight end. He gets it. Bend inside, snap back out, little help with the traffic, but good catch on the sideline too. You know what I mean? Like, he has such good concentration in hands with the route running ability. Bends this inside, snaps it back out, open on the sideline, ball's a little late, catch it, get the feet in bounds, and turn up field for a little bit too. Like, I'm so impressed by Gunnar Helm. And speaking of turning up field, and we saw it in the last rep, little yards after catch ability for Gunnar Helm that I think is very, very exciting as well. Let's dive into it. We see how great the hands are for Gunnar Helm, and then we see the solid route running ability. But now I want to show how he has some yards after catch ability too. This guy can make a little bit of plays. Now, he is not going to be one of the top, George Kittle style yards after catch options in the NFL. He's probably not even going to be on the level of like a Chigakonkwo necessarily, but when you're that big, that long, those hands, that route running ability to add a little bit of yards to after catch to the plate, man, we got a buffet here, and we got a tight end one who can contribute right away, and that's what's most important. But quick little crossing route, drag route here for Gunnar Helm, but once he catches it, makes a play. Slide underneath. You see how low he stays? Look at that. Whoop! Make you miss. Get upfield with speed. Look how low he stays. Low, low, low. Now I'm breaking and running. Whoop! Look at that, man. Little bit of wiggle from the guy. Little bit of wiggle. We have Gunnar Helm down here, and this is another play where, one, he's the boundary option, which is good for positional versatility, formational versatility, but he's also good in these sandlot situations. Another play breaks down, he sits down on a short curl, boom. Play breaks down, quarterbacks get flushed. Now I'm working, all right? Look at this, little dump off, and then watch. Boom, we're over top of you. Hey, points at him, lets him know, got you, bud. I just love his awareness, quick turnaround, get whoop, over top of you. Nasty, man, nasty. Got him. Oh, that's so sick, man. IQ, like you only do that if the game is moving slow for you. You know what I mean? You only do something like, and the game seems to move very, very slow for Gunnar Helm. And yeah, he's a rookie. It'll take him a little bit of time to speed up his process so that the game slows down, you know what I mean? But I have high hopes that it'll happen. Top of the screen, same sit down route. He gets it this time, and look, make you miss. He gets so low the way he bends, like a motorcycle or, like a skier. Watch how low he gets. So low. His hips are sunk down so low right there. Look at that. This man's 6'6". Look how low he is. He looks like a sprinter, again, like a motorcycle leaning or sprinter, like an edge rusher right there, the way he's able to sink his hips. That is why he has ability to run routes and help yards after catch situations. That right there, the ability to sink his hips. Hey, let's maybe, I like the move. It's exciting, but oh no. Okay. Anyway, we are back to the Georgia game, and this one is just a quick tight end screen, okay? And this isn't as impressive as the last three. However, it does show that he has the ability on these quick screens, make it happen. Look, he gets pushed in, good timing, get the ball and get upfield. And he gets upfield from where he catches the ball, good 15 yards or so, Look at him. Timing, soft hands, catches it one-handed, brings it in, and then we're getting upfield instantly. Look how he, boom, and now I'm cutting outside. So he knows, he just has great IQ, the way he runs his routes, the yards after catch ability, his tempo, his awareness, his understanding. It's never too quick for him. The game's never moving too fast for him, and that really helps him in a lot of situations. And again, I think that's why he's going to help right away. But ultimately, his ability to block is what is going to decide how much he can get on the field, and I think it's going to be a lot. Let's take a look at Gunnar Helm as a blocker. So here you have a double team on number 3. I think is that TJ Parker? Isn't he supposed to be a pretty good player from Clemson? Might come out in the draft this year, but you're going to have a double team right there, and then Gunnar Helm is going to have to take him one-on-one to win this rep and get a touchdown on the goal line. Look, drives him. We see that? Look at Gunnar Helm. Again, is he a tremendous blocker, inline specialist, blah, blah, blah? I don't know, but I think we've heard from the Titans and a lot of other teams that that's not necessarily what you're going to be able to find in the NFL a lot of times now. So is he a good enough blocker to win when he's supposed to win? And you have leverage here on a down block, drive your guy out of the hole with pullers coming in front of him, and he does exactly what he's supposed to do. And that's a pretty good player, and he drives him out, and it turns into a touchdown for Texas, or at least on the 1-yard line right there. But either way, good job by Gunnar Helm moving his man out. We have Helm right here as well. Similar thing, just trying to drive a man. Gets inside, gets a hat on him, and drives him to the ground. Touchdown, Texas. Again, that's a pretty good job right there by Gunnar Helm. Is it incredible? No, but it's all about getting the job done. And gets in front of his guy, drives him towards the end zone. Good job. That's a win. All right, here's something a little different, okay? We've seen Gunnar Helm in these one-on-one blocks on the edge. Now he's going to come through as a puller, and I think he's got great potential to do this in some of the Titans' power run schemes out of shotgun. Comes across, boom, shoulder into a guy. That's his assignment, and he does it very well. Backside pull. Got down blocks, down blocks, down blocks, down blocks. This guy comes in here. Gunnar Helm comes in second, and he does a good job, takes his man, wins the block. Bam. He's right there. There's the seals. You see the hole, right? Bam. It's well executed. All right, now we see Gunnar Helm getting to the second level here, which is something he's going to have to do as well. He gets to the second level, gets a hat on a hat, seals it off, and lets his guy score a touchdown. Up there, hat on number one. Touchdown. Just does his job. He's big enough and long enough where if he adds a little weight and he adds a little strength, okay, he's going to be able to do his job. Is he going to be a people mover all the time? No, I don't think so, but you don't necessarily need that all the time, okay? So I think Gunnar Helm is going to be able to help a lot here. Now, some of the early run blocks that we saw were, man blocks, one-on-ones or coming off a double team. You got to take somebody. Then we saw him pull in a gap. Now we're going to see some zone blocking, and a front side kick out is very important to the outside zone. And we're going to see Gunnar Helm, once again, matched up. I don't know Clemson's team perfectly, but I do think that's TJ Parker. A lot of people have him in the top 5, top 10 mock drafts and stuff. Well, Gunnar Helm takes him one-on-one in a front side kick out on an outside zone play right here. And look at him. Makes the block. He turns him. Look where they start. And he turns him. Little help from Kelvin Banks, but that's what he's going to be getting from Dan Moore too. That's how the play works. Does his job. One-on-one. Positional blocker. Gets his guy through. And look at that. Touchdown. So he's a good enough blocker, in my opinion. Now, he's not a perfect blocker, and we do got to clean some stuff up. I think, just constant effort. Constant effort. Right here, he comes inside. He's kind of looking for somebody to block, and he just kind of stops when he doesn't see anybody to block. Like, I need you to keep moving, big man. So, just effort. He's a willing blocker, but what's he, what are we doing right now? We're getting in our running back's way. We're doing nothing. What are we doing, my guy? What are we doing? So, I'm nitpicking with this one, I know, but it's just, this rep was so funny. Come on now. Get upfield, hit somebody. Don't just stand there. What are we doing? All right. This next rep is much more of a true concern in pass blocking here. It's a pass blocking rep, one-on-one with this defensive end against Georgia. And we just got to have better balance. And it is hard for guys who are taller. They want to lean over and use their length. And here he just gets a little too far over, and it leaves him susceptible to an edge, and it ends in a sack. So I think stuff like that, just clean up the technique. Hands are a little outside. Get both inside. Don't lose your balance leaning forward. Is he ever going to take defensive ends one-on-one consistently and win all the time? No. So, again, I'm nitpicking here. Overall, I thought really good blocker, really willing blocker. Look, he's mad that he got beat. Like, he cares about blocking and doing it right. And all the great things that we looked at are just so, so exciting. All right, Titans fans, I hope you guys enjoyed that film breakdown on Gunnar Helm. Again, I think he can be tight end 1 for the Tennessee Titans week 1, day 1, right away because of what we see on the film. Let me know what you're excited about with Gunnar Helm down below. Throw a Titan up down in the chat. Thumbs up on the video. And again, if you want to be the most informed, most educated Tennessee Titans fan you can possibly be, you got to dive into the film along with all the conversations that we're having over at Locked On Titans. And you can do that here all year round at Tic Tac Titans. So get subscribed, stay subscribed. Thank you so much for tuning in. I am your host, Tyler Rowland. Hope you guys are enjoying mandatory minicamp. And as I tell you every episode, tighten up.